By the way, how do we pronounce? Is that RealTech, PropTech? Is there already like sort of an...
In the VC space, there's definitely this PropTech thing.
Okay.
But, contrary to how I and my fellow VCs like to think about the world, not everything actually revolves around venture capital.
No.
And so I know it's hard to imagine. How could that possibly be?
I don't know.
But I think that in the real estate industry, right,
Mm-hmm.
they talk about it as real estate, not prop. So I think that in practice, for the people who are already in the industry and innovating, right, they think about real estate tech and how can technology impact the real estate industry, and that spans everything, from the financing of it to construction to new sort of economic models around it. For these 3 days, I can explore and contemplate what's possible and talk to the people who are actually building what's possible, right? And think about it with a sort of openness. And I think there's a similar opportunity for the real estate tech, prop tech space. And I think that's what we're trying to tap into with Blueprint. So you'll have dolphins swimming around, sort of hunting for a fish as the tide goes in or the tide goes out. And if you can hop on the kayak when you see them and start paddling really hard out there, you can be like actually kayaking in among the dolphins, and they don't mind. I think they're sort of slightly curious. You can hear the dolphins breathe and the little blowholes and stuff. And like, I can get within like 6 or 8 feet of them sometimes on a really good day. Embedded strategies, right, are one of the hot, buzzwords and arenas in InsureTech, right? And that's following hot on the heels of, embedded finance being one of the hot strategies over in FinTech. And all of these providers of different types of financial solutions, financial services, are very, very keen to knock on the door of the real estate intermediaries, right? And figure out, okay, how can we use real estate as a distribution channel? Look, there's some interesting stuff going on actually on the multifamily rental side of things. You think about, there's a few companies I've talked to that are specifically looking at, well, we've got this security deposit that we ask renters to put in. Is that really the best way to protect, right? To manage the risk of them sort of jumping out of the lease early or doing damage to the apartment. And once you start talking about, well, it's the real estate industry's solution for managing risk, but maybe the insurance industry, maybe InsureTech, can come up with a different way of structuring that risk management. How do we make something that is insurance-like rather than a security deposit-like? Like, I think that's where you get sort of nice synergy in interaction here. HR Transform was actually the second conference that Jay and I worked on together, and really focused on, there's something interesting going on around the future of work. It's funny, we were actually a little bit wrong in a way. Like when we started it in 2017, we thought, there's all these VCs who are going to be all future of work oriented, and really hard to find VCs who would raise their hand in 2017 and say, yeah, future of work, that's what I invest in. That's what I love. In the workplace, now there's both an imperative, a need, and an opportunity to do things different. And so it's a very ripe area, whether it's around like the software to make the people at a company better, more effective, or whether it's actually healthcare related innovation. Because in the US, the employer is the gatekeeper for healthcare and healthcare decisions. In many cases, it's actually the payer for so much of healthcare for people. I think InsureTech Connect this year is going to be amazing. I think that the energy level, in part because it's a little pent-up energy level, is going to be even more through the roof than it usually is. You know, I like what someone once said. I went to a rock concert and it turned out an InsureTech conference broke out. Like, I get it. I love it.